Hey guys, welcome back to another What Have I Watched? As you can see right here, this is the new Doctor Who by Ncuti Gatwa. I actually pronounced his name correctly this time. Now, most of you might know I'm a big Doctor Who fan because I've been watching it on and off since the 80s. So I've seen some of the classic stuff, I've seen the newer stuff, and now there's a brand new chapter. A lot of people call this woke Who. A lot of people call this, super woke Who, or all inclusive Who, or whatnot. A lot of people are complaining that Ncuti Gatwa, the new Who, he's looks slightly different than what you normally would know. The last person who played the Doctor was a female, and a lot of people complain about that. But then again, a lot of times with Doctor Who, it doesn't matter who plays the Doctor, the story matters the most. And what happened is for the last couple of years, the stories kind of sucked. And I hate to say this about a show that I like. Now, here's the thing. This series, I just finally finished the three specials with David Tennant. The first one was good. The second one was, the third one was better. But then when it came to the regeneration scene, I thought it was kind of goofy. Like a Trojan horse to say, "Hey, we leave David Tennant around just in case if we need if we need good ratings. If we need good ratings, we got David Tennant, which is great." But basically, what happened is the Doctor is a doctor. Always had to have a companion. And I believe, how many episodes was it? 8? 9 episodes. Oops. The Church on Ruby Road was a very decent very, how can I say, decent introduction. Singing, goblins, it was more like a musical. A lot of people didn't like that. I thought it was kind of interesting. One thing about this series is that the first season, no classic villains. So all this is pretty much everything's original, but newer villains. The second one is Space Babies. Oh my goodness. Whew. Okay, that was a head scratcher. Let's just put it this way: a space station is run by babies. Okay, enough said. Now, the Devil's Court was kind of interesting because it introduced the Beatles. Of course, he's a time traveler. He goes in time and everything else, which is fine. And they go to the Beatles, and what happened is a very powerful being of super dimensional powers way beyond him steals music. Okay, that's it. Boom. Well, that was pretty interesting. Being trapped in a world where there's a constant war, and the war was fueled by a company, so that way they can make money. Sounds kind of weird. Now, when they say that the Who reflects the time, Doctor Who usually reflects the times. This is what I mean. Now, what happens is people in Europe and Britain supposedly are more tolerant than in the United States of America. So, in the one way I look up is like, I'll talk about it in a minute. 73 Yards is basically a solo adventure for the companion. Very interesting. Dot and Bubble was one of those. So let's do a video. Let's do an episode about social media. Yeah. Okay. And for some reason, everybody that's in the social media gets eaten by these creatures. They don't know it because they live in social media 24/7. Rogue, another 18th century thing about shape shifting aliens and stuff like that. And of course, Since Shurigawa is a person of alternative status, they played up a romantic interest. Interesting. The Legend of Ruby Sunday, they try to figure out who she is, and it brings back Sutek. One of my favorite villains was Sutek from the Pyramid of Mars from Tom Baker's era. Great. If you've ever seen Pyramid of Mars, it's super great. And of course, Empire of Death is the last one of that. Now, here's the thing. In my opinion, this season, it was a good jumping off point for new reviewers just to get them into the show without bogging it down with lots of history, 60 years plus of history. And that's what they're trying to do. And the problem is that the stories in a sense was kind of weak. It played up didn't really play up to the Shurigawa's strengths in my opinion, but hopefully next season it is. Now a lot of people said this is called Woku, and in a way I kind of understand it. Now I'm able to shut my brain off to actually enjoy the show without trying to pick it apart, but some people just can't do that. And I have many battles, and what happens, people look at me and say, oh, you're not a Who fan because they don't go by the classic way. I say, dude, when they relaunched this in 2006 or 2008, when they relaunched this, they changed everything up. So either you like it or you don't. But, that's my opinion. Is this a good thing to watch? Well, let's put it this way. If you got a day to burn and you want to binge, if you're a Doctor Who fan, my suggestion is watch it for yourself. Make your own decision on it. Other than that, hey, that's how it is. I kind of liked it. But, I can't wait for season 2 to see what they're really going to do. And hopefully they kick it up a notch. And with that being said, talk to you later.